You ever feel like there's this wall between you and real fluent English? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to tear that wall down. We're talking about breaking that one mental habit of translating everything in your head, so you can finally start thinking directly in English. This is the secret, really, to unlocking a much faster, way more natural path to fluency.
Okay, so we're about to dive into this really powerful system for getting fluent. And just so you know, it's all based on the fantastic work of Mr. Ivan over at Conversational English Only.
So what if I told you that the difference between, years of frustration and actual rapid progress comes down to just one single mental switch? We're about to dig into the single biggest barrier that holds most English learners back, and, even better, I'm going to show you exactly how to flip that switch.
All right, first up, let's talk about something called the translation trap. Sound familiar? This is the problem that keeps so many learners feeling stuck, sometimes for years. And the crazy part is, it's a habit a lot of us actually picked up in school. But, ironically, that one habit might be the very thing holding you back right now.
So, here's what's happening. You hear an English word, right? Let's say train. Your brain doesn't just get it. Nope. First, it has to go on a little trip to find the word for train in your own language, and only then do you get the meaning. And that little mental detour, man, it adds a delay to every single conversation.
And this right here, this shows the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got that slow, kind of clunky process. Word, translation, idea. But on the other side, that's fluency. It's just word, straight to idea. Instant, natural. Our goal? It's to completely get rid of that middleman, that translation step, for good.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we make that jump? Well, the secret is something called direct thinking. You can think of it like rewiring your brain to learn English a little more like a child does, creating a super direct highway between English words and what they actually mean.
This right here, this is the absolute core of it all. Just think about it for a sec. When a little kid learns the word dog, they don't have another language to translate it from, right? They connect that sound, dog, directly to the experience. The feeling of soft fur, the sound of a bark, the picture of a wagging tail. That is direct thinking.
And I got to be clear about this. This shift from translating to thinking directly, it's not some small tweak. It is absolutely transformational. It completely changes your entire relationship with the English language. It becomes part of how you think, not just some big list of words you have to memorize.
All right, let's get practical. Enough with the theory, right? We're going to walk through a simple 5-step fluency system that you can start using, like today, to actively train your brain to think directly in English. Here they are. This 5-step system is designed to work with your brain's natural learning style, not against it. And you'll see each step just logically builds on the one before it to create some really powerful, long-lasting fluency. Okay, step 1 is simple but huge. You have to speak. See, most of us just consume English. We listen, we read, but the real progress, that happens when you start producing it. And when you try to explain something out loud and you kind of stumble over your words, that's not a failure. As the source material says, that's actually progress. It's like a spotlight showing you exactly where the gaps are in your knowledge. Step 2, study in sprints. Look, your brain learns way better in short, intense bursts. So try this, seriously. Put your phone away, close all those extra browser tabs, and just dedicate 30 minutes to pure, focused learning. And those little breaks you take after, that's not wasted time. That is literally when your brain is hard at work, processing and storing everything you just learned. Okay, now this slide is a game changer. I love this because it totally simplifies how you should think about vocabulary. You do not need to learn every single word in the dictionary. Get this, by just mastering the top 1,000 most common words, you unlock the ability to understand something like 80% of everyday English. Think about that. That is a massive, massive return on your effort. All right, step 4. This is where your memory can become like a superpower. We're going to visualize. So instead of linking an English word to a word in your language, you're going to link it to a rich sensory experience. This creates all these different powerful connections inside your brain for just one word. Let's actually do this right now with the word beach. Don't just translate it. Instead, let's build an experience around it. If you can, just close your eyes for a second and imagine this with me. Okay, first, imagine the feeling of warm sand under your feet. You can feel it between your toes. Can you feel that texture? And maybe the warmth of the sun on your skin. Now, what do you smell? Can you get that sharp, clean smell of salt in the air? Go ahead, take a deep breath in your mind. Really try to smell it.
And finally, just listen. Can you hear that rhythmic sound of the waves crashing on the shore? See? When you do that, suddenly the word beach isn't just a boring translation. It's a living, breathing experience in your head, and that makes it almost impossible to forget. And finally, step 5. This ties everything together into what we call the fluency loop, and it's so powerful. It works just like this. When you speak, even if it's not perfect, you build a little confidence. That confidence creates real motivation, and that motivation makes you want to practice more. It's this awesome positive cycle. It's the engine that's really going to drive you all the way to fluency.
So, where does this all lead? Well, your transformation, it can start today. It all begins with a huge shift in how you see your goal. We're talking about a new, way more powerful definition of what it actually means to be fluent.
Because here's the thing, and this is so important. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about connection. The real goal isn't to never ever make a mistake. It's about being able to connect with other people, to share your ideas, to experience the world in a totally new way. That connection, that's the real prize here.
So I want you to make a little decision for yourself right now. This isn't just about learning some English words, it's about changing your entire approach to learning. I want you to take this idea with you and really own it. Say it to yourself. My English transformation begins today. Not tomorrow, not next week, it starts right now.